Okay, so let's take a look at your character. I'm going to zoom in and see your selections that you're working with. I notice already like around the cabbage, there's some white around the edges you didn't clean up yet. Again, you can go to your mask, right click. If you're on the Mac, you can go to control click, select a mask. And if you paint around those white edges like this with your refine edge brush, also turn on the smart radius and increasing the edge detection up to 1 or 2 will help clean up those areas. Okay. With your olives, you left some of the shadow, and I would probably remove the shadow with your mask for that purpose. And so this is where, you know, you paint in black to hide that. You might have to reselect it and so forth, but it's something to work with. With the watermelon, there's some white around the edges too. You definitely want to remove that from with your selection. And then like the cast shadow, the angle of your cast shadow where things are, it looks like I mean, I guess he could be acting like he's jumping up. That's what it's looking like because the way the shadow is. One thing you want to do is with the shadow, it should be a little bit more blurry. Most shadows are not as hard edges as that. So we'll do a filter blur, Gaussian blur. Um, Something like that. And then I would move this up, your shadow up a little bit, so that way it's creating that cast that you want for that purpose. It seems like Flippin' Food Fred's just a little bit small down here with the type wise. It should help enhance. Here you just don't really read it. Also, there is a missing apostrophe there at the end of Flippin' Food. But what I probably would do is to get you more room, is to reduce the size of the character a little bit and move Flippin' Food Fred up to toward the top. So let's see how you have this set up. So here I'm gonna select the first layer. I'm gonna hold down the Shift key and click on the last layer. It'll select everything in between. I'm gonna go into Edit Free Transform. I'm gonna reduce the size just a little bit. Okay, and then what this does is it allows me to give the text, and we can do something a little bit different there with the flow, but we can also go in and make it a little bit larger, but I'm just using Edit Free Transform to do so. Now I do think that as we start working with this, there's some things you can do to apply, and you know maybe we move Flippin' Food Fred over to the left a little bit, and then we maybe reduce the size. Let's bring this down. And then what we can do here is maybe we take Fred and move it on its own layer. Make it a little bit larger. So it's over here on the left hand side. And then if you want to apply the same styles, what you do is you click on Flippin' Food Fred where the layer styles are. You go up to layer, layer style, and we'll copy it. I click on the other text layer and I do edit, I'm sorry, not edit, layer, layer style, paste layer style. Something like this. I still think what probably we'll have to do is transform that a little bit, stretch it down. Something like that, something different, up there to make sure it's easier